Tim Pool just went off on an epic rant against Candace Owens. I don't know if you caught it. We're going to take a look at the clip. It was pretty extreme, I would say. Candace Owens has been nothing but in the limelight for the last 3 months since Charlie Kirk's death because she is a magnificent storyteller. She's able to tell a very good story, and she's getting a lot of heat for it. I like I've said, I think sometimes it feels like she is onto something, but she is including everyone in on who is responsible for Charlie Kirk's death. It becomes almost, how far is this conspiracy going to go? That's where I'm feeling it. And Tim Pool, I would start it off with saying he has been light on this. And if you watch footage up until this point, he would say, Candace is brilliant. Candace is brilliant. But he didn't really blow up or give too much 2 cents about it because he doesn't touch the Israel topic at all. I think he stays away from it almost to his detriment at times. But so he didn't want to give it the time or day. But it's just, I don't know what progressively has took him to this point where now he put himself in the crosshairs of Candace Owens, and she has a huge platform, a very huge platform. So the thumbnail that she made on a previous video said, and we're going to take a look at this. It says, "Who stood to benefit from Charlie Kirk's assassination?" And on the thumbnail was Tim Pool, also Kash Patel, and then a mystery man. But that is what took Tim Pool off the reservation. He does not, everything maybe that had been building up, it just completely went off for all to see. It was magnificent. And we're going to take a look at this. All right. We're going to watch about a minute of it, but it was a 3-minute meltdown, but it was spectacular.
Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag. She is a degenerate cunt. She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no fucking balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right fucking now.
Yeah,
I'm fucking done with these people.
She has security, just not.
All right. As you can see, Tim Pool did not mince words. He was out and open. I don't know if there's just some instability going on his end. I don't think there is. I don't think that is financial like Candace Owens insinuated or just threw back on him, but why he is melting down like this. There's something else going on there that he gave her the benefit of the doubt, but she's been going on for 3 months. And what put me over the edge was that Turning Point USA has asked her to come down there and be in person with her and have a conversation about all of this. She might have some good points. I'm sure she does. She said so many things that are out there. And if you are just sitting back with some popcorn and listening to her, she is hard not to listen to because she's a great storyteller and she leaves you on the edge of your seat and wanting to come back for more the next day, the next episode, every time. She puts you in suspense mode, so she's brilliant at that. But the way I've said she has to either be incredibly right about this or incredibly wrong. One way or the other. We're going in one way, but the more that she brings in on it, and she is just accusing everyone or just insinuating everyone's a part of this plot, it's like, if you're a man, you gotta be losing it a little bit. You're like, you can't keep a man's attention that long. Maybe a girl, maybe a woman can stay hooked, but a guy, it's like she says a couple of things, you see a clip, and it's like, wow, that's interesting. But then it's like you got somebody over here, and governments colluding together. And just random people that are there. It would be the conspiracy of a lifetime if all of this worked together. If all of these threads actually went together and this is really what happened. All these people were a part of it. But what kind of messed me up and I don't know about you, is that she's not going and doing it in person with her. She says she will not go when Turning Point invited her to come on their show and have the conversation in person. She said, I can't because my husband won't let me. We have people coming in. I would say her and her husband need to go down there together. It's not like she has to go alone. She can have all the security she wants and go down there and just air all of this out. And I know because I know what's going to happen. Turning Point's going to do a lackluster job of trying to defend themselves. It's the craziest thing that they're having to defend themselves about killing their boss, their best friend, and which is kind of sick and nauseating. But I'm not going to say Turning Point is perfect because they probably aren't. But it's because I've seen a lot of videos where it does seem like that they're not maybe the greatest organization, because I think that is just every organization turns to shit eventually because it's full of people that aren't perfect. We're not perfect. So every organization is not going to be perfect. So you're going to find things that are messed up with it. And I think a lot of people have pointed that out. So I understand that. So Turning Point, but it's like Charlie Kirk was running that for years and promoting it and building it up. And in 3 months, it is absolutely being dismantled. And I think Tim Pool, he did not come to this lightly. It was not just the next day and he exploded about this. It was a build-up thing. It was a build-up thing, and then he went absolutely off because she put him on his thumbnail and said who stood to benefit from Charlie's assassination. This was both of their friends. Candace's and Tim Pool's friend was Charlie Kirk. But to insinuate that Tim Pool has been in the background about this. He has not really got into this at all, conspiratorial at all. And to say that he has stood to benefit about it is weird. What I've heard lately is she put him on there as a way to say that he was saying that she stood to benefit, and that is why he is on the thumbnail. That doesn't make sense at all to me, but because, I mean, if I just saw that which she's got millions of followers, it just does not come across like that at all. Maybe it's just a hot, clickbait or whatever, but it set him over the edge. It would set me over the edge as well to insinuate that. But I mean, this whole thing about because he is having to beef up his security. This whole security thing about everybody is so afraid about everyone now. Everybody in this, you're not safe to go out anywhere if you're a public speaker, especially if you're conservative. But it's like, I don't get that. I don't get that. If you're in the limelight and if you're talking about your security, like, why? What? You want to be a person that stands for truth. Security should not matter. So I know this is where it's going to, I might be sounding a little bit different towards Tim Pool. He does, because he keeps talking about that these things are happening to him. He wants to step away, which I would say, hell no, don't step away. If any more, step more into this. Something that Charlie Kirk just represented, that he knew people wanted to take his life. He knew he knew he was going to probably die young. He has said that. And he still put himself out there because he knew where, there's this, it's like, are you going to threaten me with heaven? Are you going to threaten me with heaven? You cannot touch me. You can't, there's nothing you can do. If you want to take my life, you gave me the best gift possible because I get to see Jesus. So it's like this whole idea about we have to protect ourselves. We have to, all that, why would we be afraid of the best gift ever to be with the Lord? So, I mean, I'm not saying it is far better to be with the Lord, but it's also necessary that we be here and do things. But I just go back to Charlie Kirk because he going into that Utah college, and he was walking into a place that he knew could kill him. There was so many places that somebody had an opportunity to kill him, from buildings and all that, and he knew he was not afraid. He stood death in the eye, and he was not afraid because he was doing what stood for truth and for love, and he was trying to reach people. And I think that's just, if you are doing things for good, for truth, and for love of humanity, you should not be afraid if someone's going to take your life. And you will not be taken out until God wants you taken out. Let's just be clear. You will not be taken off this earth unless God has determined you will be taken off this earth. I don't know if this is just a myth, but I've always heard, and George Washington. And you know, there's probably a myth about that, but I've heard stories that George Washington was in battle and bullets flying by him, and he knelt down to pray. And he just, in the middle of battle, he just knelt down to pray because he knew no bullet is going to take me out unless the Lord has determined it to take me out. So just that goes for anyone. You should not be afraid to walk into your life, stand for truth, stand for love, stand for people and do good for people, and you have nothing to fear. So Tim Pool, you have nothing to fear. Beef up your security if you want. Be wise about it. But this whole thing about security and worrying about that, we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to fear. All right, we'll leave it at that. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think of the show. My name is Brandon Fogal. We do this almost every day. I haven't been doing it every day, but almost every day in the morning. And follow me on X and Instagram at Brandon Fogal. Smash that like button and have a great day.